You want to micromanage my work schedule? Fine. I'll follow it to the exact minute. My boss Amanda was one of those people who thought being in charge meant controlling every breath you took. I work at this medium-sized accounting firm. Nothing fancy, just pushing papers and crunching numbers. But Amanda acted like we were running NASA or something. It started small. She'd hover over my desk asking why I was 2 minutes late from lunch. Then she installed this stupid time-tracking app on our computers that literally monitored when we clicked our mouse. Like, if you didn't move your cursor for 3 minutes, it would send her an alert that you weren't being productive. The breaking point was when she handed me this printed schedule. Not just my work hours, but a minute-by-minute breakdown of my entire day. 8:47 a.m. Check emails. 9:15 a.m. Start Johnson account. 9:17 a.m. No bathroom breaks until 10:30. I'm not even kidding. She said I was inefficient and needed structure. Meanwhile, I've been there 3 years and never missed a deadline. But whatever. Amanda wanted to play games, so I decided to follow her precious schedule exactly. Monday morning, 8:47 a.m. on the dot. I opened my emails. At 8:48, I stopped because that wasn't on the schedule. Amanda walked by and asked why I wasn't working. Schedule says I don't start the Johnson account until 9:15, I said, pointing at the paper. She rolled her eyes but didn't say anything. 9:15 a.m. I started the Johnson account. 9:17 a.m. I got up for the bathroom. Where are you going? Amanda snapped. Bathroom break isn't scheduled until 10:30, I said, but I need to go now. Sorry, not on the schedule. I sat back down and continued working. By 10:15, I was literally squirming in my chair, but I held it. At exactly 10:30, I bolted to the bathroom. Amanda looked confused, but couldn't say anything because it was her schedule. Tuesday was when things got really fun. The schedule said, lunch, 12 o'clock to 12:30. At 12:30 sharp, I stopped eating mid-bite and went back to my desk. My coworker Jake was like, dude, you barely touched your sandwich. I showed him the schedule. Amanda says I eat lunch for exactly 30 minutes. Wednesday, a client called with an urgent question at 2:47 p.m. According to the schedule, I was supposed to be filing documents until 3:15. I told the client I couldn't help them until 3:15 because my boss said I had to file documents. They were not happy and asked to speak to my manager. Amanda came running over. Why didn't you help Mr. Peterson? Because your schedule says I file documents from 2:30 to 3:15. Client calls aren't scheduled until after 3:15. The client was standing right there listening to this whole thing. Thursday was the best day. Amanda's schedule had me in a productivity meeting with her from 4 o'clock to 4:15, but she was running late from another meeting. I sat in the conference room by myself until exactly 4:15, then left. She found me at my desk 20 minutes later, furious. Why did you leave the meeting? It was scheduled until 4:15. The schedule doesn't account for delays. She was turning red. You should have waited. That's not what the schedule says. Should I follow it or not? By Friday, the whole office was watching this disaster unfold. Amanda scheduled a performance review discussion for 11 o'clock a.m., but at 11:13, she was still talking. I stood up and started walking away. Where are you going? We're not done. The schedule says this meeting ends at 11:13. My next task is organizing files. The final straw was when a super important client, Mrs. Chen, came in for an unscheduled meeting. Amanda wasn't there, and according to my schedule, I was supposed to be updating spreadsheets until 3:45. Mrs. Chen needed help with her quarterly reports, but I pointed to the schedule and said I couldn't help until 3:45. Mrs. Chen was our biggest client. She was not amused. Amanda called me into her office Monday morning looking absolutely defeated. This isn't working, she said quietly. You're right, I replied. Your micromanaging schedule is making it impossible to do my actual job. She ripped up the schedule right in front of me. Just do your work how you've always done it. I nodded and went back to my desk. The time tracking app mysteriously disappeared from our computers the next week.